major port in the world today, and you will find it struggling with congestion, the ships coping with capacity crunch, which means there is lack of space for empty containers on vessels, and the traders of the world are losing out on their businesses because of high freight rates. In fact, as we speak, the neighboring ports of Long Beach and Los Angeles on the west coast of the United States are struggling to provide a berth to each of the 80 ships or even more that have arrived from different parts of Asia, especially China. This pileup will take several weeks to clear and a few more for the containers to reach their final destination in the US. Let's not even talk about the time it would take to reload these empty containers to the vessels and send them back. Most of the ships are also stuck at the transshipment ports. Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Import Export TV. I am Shivli Ghosh, and today we are going to deep dive into the problem of container crisis that has crippled the shipping industry since the beginning of the pandemic, and we will also look at how India is trying to stay afloat. India comprises a significant maritime sector as it is strategically located on the world's shipping routes with one of the longest coastlines of about 7,517 kilometers. It has 12 major ports and 205 notified minor and intermediate ports. According to the Ministry of Shipping, around 95% of India's trade by volume and 70% of trade by value is carried out through the ocean. According to the Indian Ports Association (IPA), the total cargo handled at Indian ports will approximately reach 2,400 million tons per annum by 2030 from the current 1,250 million tons per annum handled in financial year 2020-21. These figures show that the traffic handled will be twofold in the coming decade. The COVID-19 pandemic disrupted the operations of the ports due to lockdown and severe restrictions by the governments that crippled the supply chain. The number of cargo ships operating were reduced, leading to transportation of fewer containers and leaving most of the boxes stuck at ports for a long period of time. With the lack of availability of containers and slow recovery in international trade, the freight rates increased enormously, 500% compared to September last year. India, as of today, does not own any shipping lines nor containers. Import Export TV spoke with the Executive Director of Container Shipping Lines Association of India, Mr. Sunil Vaswani, who explained to us the perspective of the shipping lines.
As far as India particularly is concerned, is that they've gone ahead and repositioned empty containers into the country. So what happens is, for any trade normally to move, you should have a two-way traffic. Yeah. What we are doing is that we are saying, never mind. I mean, whatever imports are coming in, we are carrying those imports. Besides that, we are also carrying empty containers into the country, which is at a huge cost for the shipping lines, But this is being done. Just to give you the numbers, from January 2021 till October 2021, we have repositioned 1.5 million TEUs of containers, empty containers, containers into the country, which is a large volume and the cost is immense. Also, the shipping lines have introduced additional services. Between 2020 and 2021, we've introduced a lot of new services between India and the US East Coast, between India and Europe, between India and the Far East, between India and West Africa. So practically all the major trade lanes, we've introduced new services, and that means we put in additional capacities. And this is to the tune of almost 33,000 TEUs a week. 33,000 TEUs a week is of additional capacity that has been deployed. Now, all this is what we have done. What could also help us further, to help the situation, is that our equipment, our containers, are held up with the with customs and the other agencies. Not all. We have about close to 20,000 containers. Some of them have been cleared by now as we speak, but still close to 20,000 TEUs that have been held up, import TEUs that have been held up by customs and related agencies like DRI, etc., not for any fault of the shipping lines. That's because there are certain investigations going on against those consignees, those importers. But nevertheless, these containers have been held up now, some of them for several years.
Yeah.
So what is happening is that kind of capacity of containers, which could have been otherwise used for exports, is now stuck with customs and these other agencies.
Yeah.
What we have requested the customs is that please auction the cargo quickly enough.
The exporters in India became worried due to delay in shipments during the peak of COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. This was the time when experts were still working on an antidote against the virus. Foreign buyers started cancelling the shipments boarding from India because the exporters were not able to avail containers. This led to consignments lying at various ports for weeks together. The situation went out of control with ever-soaring freight rates and congested ports, leaving the small-time exporters fighting for every penny as the shipping charges became higher than the cost of their product. I spoke with Dr. Ajay Sahai, the Director General and the CEO of Federation of Indian Exporters Organization, widely known as the FIEO, to find out the impact on Indian exporters. So, sir, we would just like to know that how has the container shortage impacted India's import-export business? If you could just give us some numbers around it.
In fact, I will say that it was not solely the container shortage, it was container shortage which was further compounded with the less space on the ship also, which was the real reason for the challenges which was faced by the export sector. Except for the delay in the shipment, we have not seen much reporting by the trader industry that they have lost the business. In most of the cases, the import or exports have been further delayed. And luckily, the buyers, because they knew that it's part of the global supply chain challenges, they were quite appreciative of the fact, and even where the exporters could not make the shipment within the agreed period, in most of the cases, they have asked for modification of the letter of credit or terms of the contract. And therefore, in a way, we can say that it has not impacted India's exports and import in any significant way, except that delay did happen, and delay means there has been some cost attached to that. It has affected the bottom lines of the companies. But the good news is that we are seeing little improvement and easing of the situation because of numerous factors.
The exporters felt the heat of the container logjam all through the second wave of COVID-19 pandemic between April and August 2021. However, the struggle was after the restrictions were eased and the demand boomed, but there were still no containers. Exporters had to pay almost 100% premium to avail containers. The Government of India in September this year finally announced some immediate relief measures to ease the pain of the exporters. The most significant one was the extension of the deadline for re-export of imported vessels lying at different domestic ports by 3 months. According to the government, this measure would reduce the export of empty containers from the country on the grounds of imposition of import duty, thereby increasing the availability of containers for trade. The Transport and Marketing Assistance Scheme has also been reintroduced with a wider coverage and will now be valid till March of 2022. Under the TMA scheme, the government reimburses a select portion of freight charges and offers support for marketing of certain agricultural produce. In the revised TMA scheme, the rates of assistance have been increased by 50% for exports by sea. Despite these measures, the exporters continue to be in distress. Here are some numbers. The latest data by the Indian Ports Association show that during April-October, container traffic at Kolkata remained 18% lower than the 2019 level, when the national average for all ports stood at an increase of over 8%. As the ports opened up and restrictions were eased, the exporters in the east of India had to rely on the ports of Western India due to shortage of containers. Goods were transported by road to Mumbai, Visakhapatnam or Cochin, chasing shipping lines that were headed to the right destination.
So we learned that previously the export body had or import-export body had already asked the government to import 10,000 odd containers as immediate relief, among other relief measures. So has the Indian government been able to procure that many containers, or do we still have that kind of crunch now?
In fact, this is a request which we have made to Government of India to make to the shipping lines, and definitely the shipping lines has helped to bring additional containers to Indian shore, most importantly on the western coast. On the eastern coast side, still the challenges remain, but of late there has been little less challenge because of various reasons, including that we are seeing that China slowing down, a lot of restriction in China has come on the manufacturing from month of October onwards. So it has resulted in some easing of the pressure, but companies do report some kind of challenges into that. It was not only that we have asked for the additional container, we worked with the industry also to shift some of the goods which were hitherto being exported on container to bulk or break bulk cargo. For example, a lot of commodities, metals, and some of the products like tires, etc., which were hitherto being exported in a container, were asked to move to that. And since the freight on such a bulk cargo was quite competitive, many of the industry has shifted to that. So I think in the long run, we are looking into those kind of options also, particularly if they are cost effective.
Indian shippers and freight forwarders are now exploring the option of break bulk to survive the demand boom and capacity imbalances. As the problem has now shifted from shortage of containers to lack of space in vessels, the Commerce Department is now seeking to create a database of all commodities that can be exported via priority berthing as break bulk cargo, facilitating faster export of suitable commodities. Break bulk cargo is transported in bags or small boxes that occupy less space than containers in ships, allowing more cargo to be shipped for faster exports. According to import-export data, India's exports in October 2021 grew by an impressive 42% compared to the same period in 2020. For FY 2021-2022, the goods exports grew by 54% compared to last financial year. But the pain point still remains the cost of transporting goods from India to foreign destinations. The cost of transporting a container from India to major global ports has shot up by 300 to a whopping 800% since March 2020. Shipping lines repositioned containers to curb the deficit of boxes, and high turnaround time of vessels left Indian exporters high and dry in the middle of the Diwali festivities due to shortage of containers.
Now the situation, thankfully, with so many empty containers being repositioned, new services are being started, imports having increased, the shortage is not so much of containers today as it is of space on the ships. So what we are doing is we are repositioning empty containers into the country, which is commensurate to the space available on ships. So we don't have a situation where we on one end reposition empty containers, but then they're sitting here because there's no space on the ships.
Yeah,
that could well happen in the near future, because right now the imports are increasing and the containers empties are being repositioned. Very shortly we could have a situation where the containers just get stuck in India. We need more ships, but what do? We put in all the ships, we deploy all the ships, as I just explained. We started new services. Till such time as the new ships that we've ordered for start hitting the waters, and the lines have ordered for about 600, almost 600 new ships globally, with the global shipyard. Now, by the time some of these ships, of course, they'll get delivered in a staggered manner, but by the time some of these ships start hitting the waters, it'll be at least the first or the second quarter of 2022.
Okay.
So when that does happen, and they'll be coming in phases,
Yeah.
So from the first or the second quarter of 22 onwards, they will start hitting the waters. And as they start hitting the waters, of course, the situation will tend to improve further. Improve.
Finally, I would like to ask, what is the difference between the Christmas of 2020 and 2021, now that we are nearing the festive season right now?
I think we are in a much stronger situation today. we are much better prepared. In fact, we are handling everything. The Christmas of 2020 was governed by fear, governed by uncertainty. No one knew how to go about it, and what we saw thereafter, as I just explained, were lockdowns and the situations that we faced. Today, we are that's all history. That's behind us. We have our systems in place. Systems are always in place, but we have our equipment in place. We have ships in place. We have additional services, and everything that needs to be done is there. And we've come a long way. We've had to work really hard. We had to spend a lot of money on this, but we've done it. And anything, it can only get better. It can't get worse. That's all I can say.
Congestion at Asian ports showed a decline towards the end of November 2021, giving a sigh of relief for exporters ahead of the crucial lunar year period and New Year. However, the long-term outlook still remains hazy.
With immediate relief measures by the government, the shippers repositioning containers and capping freight rates, and freight forwarders opting for brick bulk, all in all, the stakeholders of the Indian maritime sector are doing everything to stay afloat and keep their businesses running. However, experts believe having a myopic view of the situation will not help, and India needs to focus on fast-tracking their manufacturing containers on home soil and owning shipping lines. Countries are looking towards India to make it the next best alternative for sourcing, replacing China, which is a dominating country in almost every sector today. With a new variant of virus emerging in Africa and COVID-19 cases soaring again in the United States and the United Kingdom, it remains to be seen whether or not India is ready to tackle another wave of lockdown, restrictions, and non-availability of containers.